Hey everybody, it is Nir Bashan here with the Creator Mindset, which is a book about creativity at work. I am so happy to be hosting this coffee break with you. We've got a very, very special one today. We have Billy Ray Taylor, who published a book called The Winning Link, a proven process to define, align, and execute strategy at every level. Billy is a rock star who was the director of manufacturing for Goodyear and now has an incredible company. Billy, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Definitely been following your show and was honored that you asked me to be on the show.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so The Winning Link. Why this book and why now, Billy?
Well, I've seen so many organizations fail because their organizations are not connected at each level, right? And so they're not connected, they're disjointed. And so therefore, I always talk about you can't manage a secret. This book will show you how to expose secrets at every level of an organization. That's it. It's simple.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, it's so common, right? Everybody's like, oh, we have this department and we have that department. And
Absolutely.
Look, everything is working. So, Billy, why is that fundamentally wrong?
Well, really, when you talk about define, align, and execute, before you can do anything, you have to define what winning is. Leaders have to be deliberately clear about what it is they want to achieve. And once you do that, you have to align the organization around deliberate ownership. Who owns what in the strategy? Right? You hear people say strategy plus execution equals results. So then why do so many companies fail? Because people don't know what they own in that strategy. It's the strategy plus, which means who owns what. And so when you're talking about aligning to win, those links in the organization, that's what drives success. It's how you connect the organization so you can manage the intersections. Right? You don't want connections, you want collisions in your strategy. You don't want collisions, you want connections in your strategy. So you can deploy the strategy going down, execute the strategy from the bottom up.
My guest today, Billy Ray Taylor. He published a book called The Winning Link. Billy, you're all about connections and getting that stuff going. How do you make it organic? Because, everyone's like, oh, I'm super connected. I call people all the time. I know what different departments are doing, but do they really?
No, they don't. And you don't have a connected model. It's not visible, right? They build these strategies and they reside in someone's laptop or on a wall. And so it's not deployed to the lowest level of the organization. And so therefore you can't execute that strategy. And so the people at the top, that 5%, think they make everything happen. And when they do that, the people in the middle, the 15%, they watch. And the 80% that are actually doing the work, they wait to be told what to do instead of being in a position to execute. And that's how you change the game. And so when I look at businesses that I've seen that fail, my strategy was a secret. And people didn't know what the strategy was, so how can you execute it?
Incredibly powerful stuff from my guest, Billy Ray Taylor, who published a book called The Winning Link, a proven success to define, align, and execute strategy at every level. Billy, a question I ask all my guests is this: how does your process make people more creative?
So it's around extreme ownership. It starts with, in the absence of ownership comes blame. When people don't know what they own, they tend to blame you. It's no different than your child, right? If they break their curfew and you take their car keys or what, and they say, Dad, you're not fair, right? I'm not fair. No, you don't own it. And so the book talks about how do you create a culture of ownership? And that's what's different, because in the absence of ownership definitely comes blame. And great leaders, they do strategy with the people, not to the people. And see, and the other thing is, I always say, if you make people visible, they'll make you valuable. If you make them visible, they'll make you valuable.
I love it. My guest, again, Billy Ray Taylor. He published a book called The Winning Link. This is an incredibly, incredibly beautiful book. By the way, Billy, look at all these charts and this is not a theory kind of, professorship book. This is the real deal. I mean, this is intensive, and this is how we study and we practice real connected management. Billy Ray Taylor, thank you for making this book and creating this wonderful, wonderful project. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, and it's been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you very much.